Whew, my heart is beating really fast. Wow, am I still leaving paper cranes in the community? You know, this is a hard one for me. And when I even think about it, I have all these emotions start welling up. In fact, this is my 5th time trying to film this video. For some reason, this is one area where I'm struggling to hear my inner voice and to know what my intuition is trying to tell me. I'm really confused. Hey, I'm Sam. I'm an online counsellor for INFJs, introverts and empaths, for those who have their own business or want to start their own business. I first started leaving paper cranes in the community back when my 7-year-old was a baby. I was at a point in my life where I really wanted to tap back into listening to my intuition and being guided by my natural gifts. You can read in depth the story of me leaving paper cranes on my website. I have a dedicated page to the story. In a nutshell, I did it anonymously for a while. I learned to fold the paper crane, and while I was in meditation of folding the paper crane, I would often ask myself, what is it that the finder needs to hear today? And whatever came to my mind, I would write that message. Me and my baby will then go for a walk. We would leave the paper crane somewhere. And probably 8 times out of 10, I would have people contact me saying that they found the paper crane and they were blown away because the message was exactly what they needed to hear in that moment. It was just a really special, beautiful time in my life. It was because of folding the paper cranes that I was able to hear that inner voice and to find that courage within myself to upskill and study to become a therapist. It's because of the paper cranes that I'm here today, that I have this business, Paper Crane of Hope. I can honestly say that if it wasn't for that, I would not be a counsellor today. I found that naturally the people that were drawn to my Instagram account, the people that found my paper cranes for whatever reason, were introverts, were INFJs, and were empaths. Over the past year, I have had such a resistance to folding paper cranes and leaving paper cranes. And I have felt such a guilt about that, which is ridiculous, right? I find that as soon as I start having pressure from everybody else and having an expectation on my life to do something, I resist it and I don't want to do it. I think it's like my inner rebellion coming out. I have been tossing up with the idea of just forgetting about it, leaving it, not doing it anymore, just focusing on the counselling. But then there's that little niggle, that little thing inside me that doesn't want to quite let it go, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's fear of letting it go, fear of what Paper Crane of Hope would become if I stopped leaving paper cranes. I don't know if it's my intuition telling me to keep going. I actually don't know. I folded this paper crane ages ago and it's been sitting on my desk and I haven't left it. Why haven't I left it? I don't know. I kept telling people on my Instagram that it's because I'm focusing on building my counselling practice, but now I'm actually in a place where I'm at capacity and I can't fit in any more clients right now, and so there's a part of me that is saying maybe you could leave paper cranes again. This is ridiculous. Over the past month, I have been doing a major declutter in my house, and for me to do, so I've been doing the KonMari method, and I find that to be quite therapeutic and healing and just like very cleansing. And I got to my office and to all of my origami paper, and I actually sorted through it all. As I was sorting through it all, I had a few thoughts that came to my mind, which I want to share with you. When I first started folding the paper crane, part of my joy in that was buying the paper, getting new pretty paper to fold, and I would have so much like love in choosing that. But often I would buy packets of paper where it would come like in a pack of 100, all with like very similar patterns. I am somebody who does not like to waste things. If I get something, I need to use it until it breaks. A few years ago, I actually stopped buying origami paper because I suddenly had stacks of paper that I felt like I needed to get through. So while I was decluttering that, I was asking myself, have I lost the joy of folding the paper crane because I've lost the ritual and the routine of doing it that brought me joy? And the ritual of that was choosing a new pattern, folding it at nighttime and making it a beautiful experience. When I first started folding paper cranes, I also had a drawer in the living room, and it was its own origami drawer, and it was like just a really beautiful little setup, and I had so much joy selecting the paper and pulling it out. It was just the whole process for me, the whole routine of doing it. And because I wanted to do it. While I was decluttering, I realized that I had been putting all these hundreds of paper in my filing cabinets, and it was just a big mess, and it no longer became something special. It just became an obligation. It became something that I almost saw it as like a marketing tool rather than a love and a want and a desire, and because I want to bless people. And I think I just got to a place where my intentions changed, where perhaps it was no longer pure and the essence of why I was leaving the paper crane. So paper cranes are a symbol of hope and healing. And I think without me even realizing it, to me, paper cranes became about marketing. Sorry. Okay, so as I came to that realization that perhaps my intentions changed and it became about marketing, my camera battery died. So while I was charging up the battery, I was just sitting in meditation and thinking about that, and I was questioning and wondering what would happen if I changed my intention again. Will there still be a resistance? Will there still be a part of me that doesn't want to do it because I'm not meant to anymore? Or will I be more motivated and excited to leave it because I'm no longer scrambling for clients? I have an abundance of clients, which I'm so grateful for, so thank you. This is so difficult. And one thing that I did do to perhaps help the situation, and we'll see what happens, is I sorted through all my paper and I've decided to only keep one of each pattern that I truly love. And I've put it in a really beautiful box, and I've put this box in my office instead of hiding away in my filing cabinet. And what I've decided to do is I'm going to get through the stack of paper I've decided to keep and leave those paper cranes in the community, and then when I get to the end of that paper, I am going to reevaluate and I'm going to check in with myself on how I'm feeling, if it's something that I still want to do, if I still have a love and a passion for it, and then I'll let you know what happens. If you wanted to follow along on that journey of me leaving those paper cranes, then follow me on my Instagram account so that you can watch that, and occasionally I might do a YouTube video as well with that. I've also put together a big stack of paper that I plan on getting rid of, and I'm just trying to work out if I just sell that one wad of paper or if I break it up into little chunks and give you guys the opportunity, give more people the opportunity to have some of their own origami paper. Thank you. I feel like, wow, I actually did not realize that for me the paper crane became about marketing, which is not what it was meant to be about. I'm sorry for that, and I apologize, and thank you for listening to me, because if I didn't do this video, I would not have come to that conclusion. So I'm very grateful. Thank you. Bye.